baby beard.
Waited for you, Fry.
This episode traumatized me as a young person.
My head is hurting again.
Where's my firstborn son?
God does not care about me masturbating.
Your singing is bad and you should feel bad.
First get out into buzzsaw, you're like,
Like myself becoming the protagonist of his story.
Yeah, because you haven't learned anything.
shut up and take my podcast.
Hello.
Ah.
I reckon that worked a treat, actually. Or it may not have survived the edit, I don't know.
Yeah, I think Chris will be upset about receiving
I think
that.
my head exploded a little bit.
I think that's all getting cut.
Listening to us talking, the recording of us talking, but then also talking over it, and then at some point quoting
It alongside it.
I feel
Yeah.
like if I should just get an instrumental version of that track and just see if we can
A cappella.
re-quote the entire thing.
I still don't know what your fucking quote is at the end, Phil. When you added to the buzzsaw, you're like, oh no!
That is Spanish Fry when we're
Yes.
talking about the penis grabber.
Yes.
And there's 3 different points where it brings out the tongs and then it brings out the little sorry bit.
Oh, that's right.
and then when it brings out the buzzsaw, you're
And you're
like,
like,
oh,
oh no! That is a quote from Spanish Fry on the podcast Shut Up and Take My Podcast, the Australian Futurama podcast that pits episode against episode in a bloody glorious gauntlet battle for your goddamn entertainment. And as always, I'm joined here by Ellen.
God didn't get to where he is today because he gave out free money.
We are rejoined once again, the triumphant return of the magnificent Phil.
We should have brought a gun.
Fuck, I need to change mine.
Do you need to stall?
No, I'm good.
All right.
And we're joined by Sean.
Has anyone actually watched a Carrot Top set
no,
before?
no, I have not, no.
I
I just
don't-
know the meme that he's terrible.
He's awful.
Wait, it's just a joke.
It's
That's
just a
not-
visual prop. Like
It's
I
not a
think
meme?
you just-
What am I talking about?
No,
Is everything a meme
comedians
now?
are memes. Comedians.
Comedians.
Hey, wouldn't that just be a lot of Vine stars who are also comedians?
That's, I guess it's like
Gabe
comedians.
Gundaker is definitely a comedian.
What about the Paul brothers? How about them? Not Goodman and Salt, but
They're not brothers.
no, I know. But I figure that might be the leap you'd
What?
make. Logan and Jake.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
You know,
Yeah.
the
they're-
Paul brothers.
They are definitely not comedians because they are not
comedians, nor are they
are
memes.
not funny and they don't make good memes.
Anyway, yes, I'm back.
Yay!
Yay!
I didn't know whether we were going to address it or gloss over it, so
I guess I addressed it.
we've addressed it. I'm back. Hello.
You've dressed it
I had
and glossed
I had
it.
some personal tragedy in my life, which I won't go into, but it was quite a time.
Yeah.
So thank you, Baby Beard, for giving me some time off. And not knocking on my door and being like, wait, get to the podcast now.
Oh, that would have been
Hey,
neat.
I've never even addressed any time that people have left baby beds.
Oh,
then-
did we do it when I went to Europe?
Yes, but then you came back halfway through,
Oh, that's
so we did that
right.
really dodgy Skype call.
Really
Yes.
did confuse
It was
everyone,
super
didn't
dodge.
it?
No.
And then my kid went to hospital. It was nothing major. And then after that, I had to move house. So I've had quite the couple of months
Yeah.
actually. I'm glad to be back though.
We're glad to have you back.
Oh, thanks guys.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we
Send
got-
your love to
Thank
Phil,
you.
peeps.
We got things in the
Yeah,
pipeline.
I mean that is one thing I'm kind of slightly distressed about is that
No
people
one
talking to you.
commented.
no one
Wondered.
sort of like typed a comment on a Facebook post or a Twitter post saying, "Hey, the best member of Baby Beard is missing." Or, I mean, I'm just saying that's what the audience might say. I'm not saying it's true.
No, that's right. Who's our
They're
fan
entitled to
that?
their shitty opinions.
Who's our fan that called that I got offended by?
I
when
can't
they-
remember their name, but they called us all by name
Except
for
me.
you.
Oh,
And you're like, "What about me?" And they're like,
You're there.
you
You're
definitely
there.
are. Definitely
there.
are. Couldn't
You're
happen
there.
without you.
Oh, that's fine though.
Also,
Yeah.
like,
"So if you are, sorry, you talk."
well, I was going to say to our, you're probably going to say the same thing, but like to our fans, like, shoot us some love because we love to have
Yeah.
ongoing convos with you.
Oh, and
If you're happy to have me back, please say so, because my self-esteem.
he needs some validation.
it could always be better.
Jose, I'm also going to need more context. I don't like Jose. It's awesome. He's been commenting on Twitter and he references something from an episode, but we've done so many of this fucking shit. He referenced something very obscure and he's like, he said, you might know this off the top of your head. He said something to the effect of, I'm not vegan, so I can have all the bacon that you'll give me. And he tagged.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. So I'm sure we said that in an episode, but I don't know which one.
Yeah, I mean, we talk a lot of shit.
have.
So
I don't remember literally what I said about 10 seconds ago.
Yeah. So Jose, if you could also quote, if you could timestamp it.
I have to say, everyone listening, I'm so sorry for everything and anything I say because I don't keep track and I willfully won't.
Willfully won't.
I will say I've been having some more chats with Neely.
Neely
Our
Stone.
good Texan friend Neely Stone on
Oh, cool.
Instagram. And we've been talking about how shit the Disney live action films are.
That's right. I saw that. You bonded,
yes,
as
yeah,
it were.
and she also said that we were talking about a beer in an episode, and it's a Mexican beer, and it's like
Oh, we talk about beer.
Cero. Oh, fucking no.
Sol or
Like my phone's over there, and I could check our Instagram chat, but like,
But it's looking at us and doing
over there.
the hashtag
mainly
live
looking at
stream.
my back.
I just
Hello.
know that the brand is meant to be said Ekies. Sorry, Neely, I suck.
we nearly got there.
I had an interaction with a fan who wanted to make some suggestions to the ongoing Cyberpunk podcast.
And he said,
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
off.
To which I had to tell him it was recorded months ago.
So we literally recorded it 9 months ago.
Whoa.
We don't.
Really?
January.
Yeah, we don't actually sit down and do half-hour sessions
No.
of it.
Yeah.
However, I can say that we first
But-
came up
but
with the
thank you.
idea of Roll to Cast exactly a year ago.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
But not to disparage it, I'm very welcome to people engaged
Yeah.
in the content, but you have to think a bit further forward.
Come on,
for
know
things
what,
you want to see.
Know what
so-
we're going to do a year from now, and then tell us how
And
we
tell
went
us,
with that.
Yeah.
right.
Or give critiques on, what
What's
stuff we
currently
might
out,
do
yeah.
next.
Yeah.
Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
guys,
right.
we are up
That's
to
the show we're on. Yeah.
Bloody
up
good
to
segue.
season 7, episode 12. I've got the screen up now. We're using this from now on, by the way.
We got the wiki.
The wiki. We are the Viva Mars Vegas, which is what? What is it?
Viva
It's Viva Las Vegas.
What came first, the song or
and
the
it's
movie?
Season 7, episode 23.
Well, I just said 12. So, what do you
Wait.
reckon came first, the movie or the song? Or do you reckon they came out
I
simultaneously?
think they came out simultaneously because wasn't that the thing of like
Elvis
using
does a movie and then releases a
Yeah.
song to do with it.
Like
That-
Will Smith.
Yeah. Wiki Wild.
Where is my
Gemini Wild.
Man. It's two of me. I'm shot in ultra high speed film. Yeah.
But he harmonizes with himself in rap form.
Oh yeah, because there's two of them.
Yeah.
that
Apparently it's terrible.
Haha.
Yeah,
Flopped
I've
hard,
listened
so-
to I've watched the Dan Olsen video of him. He watched Gemini Men 3 times. Gemini
Oh,
Men,
yes.
Men, you
How'd
might
that go?
say.
Yes.
He looks very, very sad and
Yes.
defeated.
He didn't know why he did it to himself. But he determines that the 120 FPS is not the future of cinema.
Aw.
But that may
Oh,
be
yes.
because
Neither-
Gemini Man is a pile of shit.
Neither
so.
is the 4D experience.
No.
It's sad.
The 4D experience sounds very stressful.
Which is bullshit because I've been on the
Yeah, so
Ratatouille
have I.
ride in Disneyland,
Oh.
and the Ratatouille ride is magnificent. So
And I don't know if it's still there, but
Did it
back
have
in
smells and stuff?
2002, I went on the Marvin the Martian ride at Movie World. It's just like water spray on the face.
This
and
has smells.
and a tickler.
of Will
And a
Smith
tickler. Yeah, it has a
of the
tickler.
cast.
Well, apparently
It smells
the
just
way
like Will Smith.
The way he
Yeah.
described it is that it's the suggestion of scent. Like it
suggestion-
just smells
wait.
like scent. Like generic
There's a
scent
perfume.
that you pump into a
The
room.
suggestion of scent. So just scent.
Yes, but like not a specific smell.
Yeah,
like,
there's a perfume like that.
Sneeze.
It's
Ah!
bless you. There's a brand called Juliet Has a Gun, and they make a lot of really cool avant-garde perfumes. And one of them basically does not have a smell per se, but it reacts to your own kind of
Mood.
your own smell.
Oh,
And so it's you can either use it to
for good or for evil.
subtly change different perfumes. So you kind of put it on first, and then it's going to react to different chemicals in the perfume you spray on, or it's just kind of going to boost your own inherent smell.
that's a bad idea.
Yeah. What if you have a really terrible musk and it's just going to make you feel bad?
Yeah. Anyway,
But
Mars Vegas.
who smells really great is the director Frank Marino.
Oh,
Yeah.
have we
who-
sniffed him?
We should have.
Personally?
Over Skype. Yeah, we sniffed.
Yeah.
Smelloscope.
Smelloscope, Futurama. Yay. Yeah, Frank Marino, who's back from, just give me one red hot second to do this part of the research. He's back from Zap Dingbat. Friends.
Back from Zap.
No
Din
wonder
back.
you had trouble with that. I was like, what's going on? It's like, now I understand.
Wordplay.
There you go. You haven't been here, Phil, since Decision 3012, I think. It's the political episode.
I do remember that one.
Yeah, which is 9 episodes ago.
And what was the one after it?
Thief of Bag Head.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Didn't
there you
see
go.
that. Yeah.
Welcome
So
back, Phil.
I've been away.
Another person that we're welcoming back is the writer for this episode, Josh Weinstein.
Yay!
Another friend of the podcast.
Oh,
who was-
there's a picture of him.
yeah, that's him
I
there.
love saying
Look
friend.
at him.
Two pictures of him.
Look at him. Old Weinstein and young
Oh my
Weinstein.
God.
I mean, I wouldn't
God.
say he's old
Oh,
in that picture.
He's so
I will
old.
He's
say-
old there. I am ancient.
You are
Wait,
ancient.
What date was the second photo
This one here,
taken?
1994.
I thought so.
It's very 90s.
Look,
What gave it away?
look. We
Might be the
all-
plaid shirt. Yeah.
What
we
about this
all
one here?
Went through it.
What about this one?
Oh, that's cute.
That could be from anywhere.
That's a picture of
kinda
them in
looks-
glass jars, by the way.
He kind of looks like when Ted has flashbacks to college Ted in How I Met Your
How I
Mother.
Met Your Mother, right?
Like with the plaid and my spectacles.
I actually think like he
Like
looks
the
like
little fro.
Bob Saget.
Yeah, who Josh Radnor also looks like.
Does he?
Well, a little bit. Well, that's why they like Bob Saget's the voice of the old Ted.
Yeah, that's. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
All right. And
Bring
he's
it out.
back. He's coming back after A Farewell to Arms, which is the episode that I did with Remy Muskies. And we are at August 22nd, 2012, which is a month and
It's definitely in August.
a bit after my 21st
I can't
birthday.
believe we're still doing it.
We've never stopped.
I've been away for 9 weeks and we're still
Or the one time I
doing-
forgot, Ellen reminded me.
Oh, no.
Sorry, I had the chance to end it all,
end
and
it,
I
and
was
you
the
didn't.
fucking shitty kid in class who's like, when we meant to hand up our assignments today?
Which is why we will do the voices later.
Fuck that kid. Right
Were
there.
you that kid?
No.
It was hard.
Also weird if you said,
Oxford.
Oh, yeah.
and apparently
Harvard.
you spoke like
You may
that
have.
the whole time.
Hey, Phil, isn't this the bit where we're meant to do the plot rundown?
Oh, yeah. So it starts with a really I'm not going to sustain that. Well, that's one of my...
That's Droop.
Droop's got a little bit more constriction to him.
Oh,
Droop's the goblin that Sean's D&D party has adopted.
kind of sounds
And I
like
got bored of just doing a kind of standard cowardly goblin, so he's developed
He's developed
quite
a lot of sass.
quite a personality and a bit of sass
He
now.
sounds kind of like a Monty Python drag.
Oh, he does, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, hey, Droop, why don't you like hang out? You should probably hang out with like Sierra Star a while ago. He's like, oh, I can hang out with whoever I want to. I was like, Droop, have you had a few? He's
He was like, yes, but I just thought you were being patronising, actually.
He's a very smart goblin. Anyway, back to
Yes,
the plot.
the plot.
So there's an awesome papercraft intro. I'm not sure why, but it's great.
It's fantastic.
I love it.
It is the best intro so far.
And like,
Fantastic.
not only that, did you notice all the sound effects?
Yes,
where
yeah.
people going.
It was just probably Billy West and John DiMaggio having a
I heard a
ball.
lot of John DiMaggio in it. So yeah, going.
What?
Yeah, it was great. I loved it. Someone spent a lot of time making like slurm trucks
Oh.
and
Yep.
little
All the
And with
little
little
trucks and the
signs
tubes.
and-
yeah.
And the signs, all correct. And they would have had to make all the different slides of the animation on
Yeah.
the TV screen. So
And then the actual cartoon was from Reincarnation, the Futurama episode, where it was
Yeah.
all the three different ones.
Where
It
it's
was old-timey.
classic old time.
so a
animation.
fucking big,
Banger.
huge amount of work for our enjoyment. Thanks, guys.
For our
For
entertainment.
30 seconds of
Hey.
our entertainment. So at the beginning of the episode, the mafia rob a Jar Jar Binks men's
We're already laughing.
security
Right.
truck, steal the money.
What was it? Bink's Armory Exchange?
Yeah, and it
You,
was like,
sir.
you sir, money's okay with us, okay, sir?
Yikes.
Something like that.
I
It's a
don't
very
feel like-
odd reference. But they steal the money, they get chased by the cops, so they dump it in an alleyway, and it lands on Zoidberg.
Zoidberg.
Meanwhile, the rest of the crew decide to go to Vegas, but tell Zoidberg. Amy tells Zoidberg not to come because he's terrible with money.
I mean,
So he goes to sit in the dumpster, and then the $8 million lands in his lap, essentially. So he decides to go to Vegas. Loses all of the money in one of the most harrowing scenes of Futurama ever, where he loses $288 million
not
on
only
black,
all
on
the-
34 red.
yeah, not only all the money, but he gets more money. He
Yes.
wins more money.
At the top, he had
fuck.
10 billion.
Yeah, so the most he has 10 billion, and he gives it all away.
And
throws it away.
And he's not phased
Yeah, he's
by
cool
it.
with it. He's just happy to have had a good time.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing I like a lot. Sean's not happy about that.
You could have helped so many people, Zoidberg.
And when he loses all the money, the mafia's not very happy about
No.
it. So they decide to collect from him. And when they chase him inside, he gets turned invisible because there's a tattoo removal gun.
That's right.
Aimed at Fry because he's tattooed his face because of Vegas.
Yep.
Because of that's Mike Tyson. That's probably prime Tyson tattoo time
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look that up.
he has his facial tattoos removed, but he falls over, and Zoidberg, covered in ink, gets turned invisible. And the mafia, they then decide to take over the casino and the Wong's ranch as well. And Amy decides to use invisible Zoidberg in a daring heist to get all of the money back, and return the casino to its rightful owners.
The Martians.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a hilarious heist, and they get the deed to the land back and end up handing the casino back to the native Martians.
But they do get their
The
mansion
Wongs
back.
get their mansion back and their other casino.
Fuck.
So they're happy, they're fine. And that's the end.
Yeah.
So I've actually been to Las Vegas.
Have you?
Cool.
Yeah.
And you were in fact wearing
This was not deliberate.
a Las Vegas t-shirt?
So this shirt, my mum, that I'm wearing, it says,
My mum bought it.
Ah.
my mum went to Vegas last year and brought this back for me. However, when I went to Las Vegas,
Vegas, and all I got was this lousy t-shirt.
Yeah, that's right.
I was 10 years old.
Jesus Christ! So you
Yes.
wouldn't have done anything.
No.
I did not.
Mini golf, maybe?
I saw what
Shows?
to my 10-year-old mind I thought was a sex worker. And my mum strolled me past them and told me to go into the casino, so I did. That's where our hotel
Get
was.
away from this
Get away from
this
this.
den of iniquity. Go to the casino.
Go gamble. Here's $5. I remember this. I went to one of the slots and saw there were 4 coins just sitting there in the tray, so I took them.
Oh, don't people put that down so that it's like dibs?
Maybe. They obviously lost their spot there. And I was there for a week, and I was in hospital for a week because I had the flu.
Oh God!
So I know very well what a Las Vegas hospital is like.
Great.
I
American
will say
healthcare.
this:
Wicked.
Las Vegas, fucking hot.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
in
it's
the
in
desert.
the
It's in the
middle of a desert. Yeah.
10-year-old Sean didn't know that, but I will say, casino's accurate.
Yeah.
As an Australian, I'll let you know that was an accurate casino.
Nice.
Just a bit of inside baseball there for you.
Old shrimp and
Las Vegas.
God.
old shrimp and
Oh man!
old ladies.
As
Yeah,
someone who thought I had food poisoning last week, that just gave me very bad
Yeah,
flashbacks.
Yeah.
look.
I think there was something wrong with that rotten shrimp. Did you miss that line? It's such a
No, I
goodie.
got that. It's
Yeah.
just I'm not quite sure who you're
It was like an American. Well, he is
I
American,
remember.
but
It was a pitch perfect Zoidberg. Pee in my Zoidberg. Oh my god.
you know what I do like about this episode that also ties into our current winner is that both the episodes
Mafia.
that have brought back. Oh, besides that, both these episodes have brought back a plot point from an episode that we vehemently opposed, which was for us it was the Martians episode, where the Buggalo roam,
Yeah,
which we all fucking hated.
mainly about the resolution of it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we just want this big diamond and money. We'll sell out our land for it."
Yeah.
It's like, ooh,
It's not great, is it?
yikes.
And for Free Will Hunting, it was the robot planet, which when myself, Chris, and James were around, we hated that
Yeah.
episode so
Okay,
much.
right, yeah.
We've got the robot planet.
Fear of a
and-
bot planet.
Yes.
Yeah.
And these are both Mafia episodes
Yeah.
as well.
And the Mafia ties it together. I fucking love the Mafia so much.
What are you, some kind of idiot?
well,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
And also, like, why didn't we bring a gun? Fantastic.
Oh, we really should have brought a gun.
Yeah,
so good, yeah.
Asking Clamps to, first of all, not use his, like, he doesn't.
Not use his clamps.
He doesn't use his clamps. The mob boss gets him to break something over Zoidberg's head, and then he's like, everything else in this dumpster's broken already. We'll just find the thing that's least broken and use that instead.
And it's like a book. I'm sure there was
I
a
don't know the
joke I
reference,
missed there. Yeah.
But I know that also Joey Mousepad has some cracker lines. What was it? It's like, it's no use, Zoidberg. We're like 85% sure you're in there.
And then he has the whole skit of like, if you see him, give him
him
one of these and one of those and not one of these. Poof.
I forget how
Come
funny.
on, let's get out of here. There's a stinky pocket of air here.
I forget how funny they all are. Like,
They're amazing.
Also, Donbot has a name.
Smith. It's in
Don-
quotation
yeah.
marks.
Don
I
Smith.
don't believe it's his name. He just had to put something in.
Probably for tax purposes.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So we've got a casino-based heist.
Yeah,
which
this
I
episode's got a lot going for it.
fucking love a
Cool
heist.
heist plot.
Zoidberg-centered episode.
Lots of Zoidberg,
Yeah.
which is wonderful. The chart room, which I adored.
Oh
I thought
my
that was
God.
hilarious.
I have who in all these heist movies? Yeah, they always have all these meticulous charts. Who prints them?
Ugh.
Would it not be
Kinko's, I guess.
I was listening to like a recent podcast called Scam Goddess, and they were talking about like all these fucking scams happened in the 90s, and you could just go to like an Office Works kind of, or like a stationery store, and yeah, you just get like a fucking stamp that's like approved.
Yeah.
And you fucking run your own scams. What? There were so many scams that people could have got away with. Like, and they said the interesting question is like, what scams do you think you could pull off today that we aren't taking advantage of, but like people in the future are going to look back on us now and be like, oh my God, I can't believe they weren't fucking running these scams. Fucking idiots.
I don't know.
I mean,
don't
here's-
ask me to be
Podcast.
creative.
Here's my question: can you still? Because they do it in movies all the time, where they say if you go down to the library or the department of whatever, you can get the blueprints. They'll just give it to you. That's fine. Like I don't feel like we can do that anymore.
Can I have the
I don't know.
blueprints for this house, Sean?
No, actually,
Well-
yes, I can get them for you.
Yay!
Hey,
It
it works. Works every time.
What are you going to steal?
85% of the time.
There's nothing valuable in this house.
Also, I live here.
I like the little self-aware.
crime.
I like the little self-aware joke at the expense of the heist movie conventions. Like to keep you on your toes, I'm not going to explain that step until we've already begun.
Yes.
I think that's really wonderful.
and
It's great.
also, she is still narrating what they're going to do in the heist while the heist
This
is
is happening.
happening.
It's like
It's just
3/4 of the way through
wow,
the heist.
Amy, you didn't say this earlier.
No, it's like an extension of that joke where they finish talking and then they're just silent for a couple of hours while they're in the car, and then when they get to the place, then they resume.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
resume their conversation. Yeah. The chart room is great.
Yeah,
It's probably
the
one of
chart
my
room.
favorite things.
Oh.
Where they just keep pulling down charts. I think the best one for me is when Fry points out that the clock is good. When Fry points out that the mafiosos are going to see the money floating out, and he has to pull down like rapid charts that show the money animated in the air. Oh, that's just genius.
Yeah, the clock's pretty great though. It's just
3:45.
A clock
I remember
at
that.
Just the
3:45. Does anyone still fucking use,
And
know,
then there's a
analog
meta
time?
joke. I don't know.
I was just saying, has anyone ever used one of those charts before? Like a pull down
wish.
chart?
Pull down. I've used
never
those
watched
pull
one.
down things, but only as a projector screen at school.
Yeah.
Where you could pull it down and the projector would shoot.
I've
over.
never even had that.
Oh my god, you
Well,
haven't lived.
I have
We
not.
Yeah, we didn't even have.
No.
the
You haven't had
screen-
the pleasure of doing the thing where you pull it down slightly.
And it goes-
Oh no, my mum's house has that. I have.
Okay.
I then spend 10 minutes trying to get it to stay in the position that I want it to, because you got to pull it down just enough that it stops. But if you don't, then it flies all back up. It's
We used
fucking
to-
ridiculous.
Yeah, my school had smart boards, so it was just kind
Ooh.
of like if you did that, you would break a very, very expensive piece of technology. You got to turn it on and wait for it to like and like come down completely. So it loses
And
some
that
of that.
presentation has to happen now, and you're like, oh.
How are people going to know what 3:45 on a clock looks like?
It has some good visual gags this episode.
Mm-hmm.
So the way they turn the casino from the Wong casino to the mob casino is very cool.
They
What do they do? They knock
flick
the-
G off.
Yeah.
and then the W they knock it and it rotates and
Yeah,
becomes an.
so it
How do
becomes
they get
an
the
M.
B then? In Mob, what do they do? Or did they knock the N out and then the G turns into a B?
Yeah. It looks kind of like a B because it's a
yeah.
fancy G. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a
That
kind of
checks out.
fun visual gag.
Yeah.
There's costumes. When
Yes,
they
so
place
we've got some-
several
That's
characters.
my
We've got
favorite.
some
That's my
colour-
favorite scene.
Colourful characters. So we have the Nigerian prince.
He has a sash that says "Rules Nigeria." I think.
Yeah, so you know he's a Nigerian prince.
You got multi-millionaire
Cowboy.
Cowboy Bender.
Cowboy Bender is so good.
And Zuckerberg Farnsworth.
Zuckerberg Farnsworth.
I'm clearly, as you can see by
I'm a
my
young-
hoodie, I am a
young internet billionaire.
so
Still relevant.
Oh, fuck.
I love that because the way that Bender, like they sent him Bender first. They're like, this should be enough, but just in
distract him,
case,
Yeah. And he's
we
got
have backups.
in his little gosh, what do you call it? The thing around your collar.
Oh, that like the skull.
that-
and
It's a
then
toggle, I believe.
Yeah,
Oh.
that like kind of cowboy outfits have. So he has a button in that he kind of presses to alert the next person to come. It's like, what does Mafia Don Bot say? I'm gonna close this safe
Prematurely.
He's just like, I'm not doing well over here. Then we get Nigerian Prince, and then not long after,
I think we
Zuckerberg
cut back
Farnsworth.
to
Yeah,
Zuckerberg.
because
Farnsworth.
Zoidberg is struggling.
But it wasn't that long of a time, so clearly none of them are really good at stalling.
I got to say as well is that one thing that I definitely related to is
Vomiting.
vomiting because I can't eat as much as I used to in a sitting, so it really makes me uneasy to watch how much Zoidberg is.
I wanted
Gulping.
to
He has
ask.
to
I want
eat-
to ask about this. Right?
Yeah.
Why is it just as, if not more, disgusting when he's invisible?
Because you have to fill in the blanks of what he's doing
Of
with his
him-
mouth. Like you saw the opening when he got the weird book, like the box thing.
yeah.
How much, and you could
Oh,
visualize his
God.
head.
Yeah.
He had to like unhinge his jaw and just.
it was
He
very
He was
uncomfortable.
really Komodo dragging it.
Yeah.
And then he vomited it back out slightly
fuck.
with about $5.
Yeah, that's- and he had to slurp it back
Shove
in.
it back in.
I will say the most horror. Well, it's not like the worst part, but when it's not you vomiting, the worst part is the sound effects. Because I remember I went to give blood and clearly someone on the opposite side. So you're in your chair and you're just facing whatever
just
way.
hear someone.
And someone was having a really bad reaction and was just vomiting,
And probably
and it
going in
was
shock.
like, yeah, and so they like drew up some kind of courtesy kind of curtains around
There's
him.
no courtesy curtain
but-
for sound.
Exactly, and so and you can't move because you're in the chair and you're strapped in. Well, you're not strapped in, but you.
Oh my god! You sure you're
Were
in
you
a
in a
blood
hospital?
bank?
You're not going to get up and
You having
because-
your organs harvested?
He didn't seem like a doctor.
Well, you've got the IV like in you,
Yeah.
so you're not going to be able to get up and walk around
Just rip it
freely, and so you're just hearing this, and it was really the worst part was like really violent noises as well. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes people
It's,
just
it's the bile. It's like when you've
Yeah.
got it all the throw up out and you
when
still
it's-
got to do it.
Yeah, it was really, really
And the wet-
horrible.
the
and
wet
we just
splat of it
and
hitting
we
the
just had to
ground.
kind
Yeah.
of like sit there, just being like, well, we can clearly all hear this. Like,
Hey,
there's no escaping it.
So
which
which
is-
Sexy Chris and audience members, if you want us to talk more about vomit in much more detail than
Tell
this,
us.
let us know.
Yeah.
$10 and up on our Patreon.
So which is more uncomfortable?
Seeing it or not seeing it?
Seeing him eat all that money and the giant box and subsequently sort of vomit out, or watching him repeatedly let billions of dollars ride on 34 Red.
well,
Because it's so uncomfortable.
well, we've all vomited, but how many of
Yeah.
us have lost over
Blown
$1
$10
billion?
billion. And because it's so easily avoidable.
yeah, you
Yeah.
can just walk away. It's like at least put $1 billion aside for a decent apartment.
Well,
right?
isn't that the thing about gambling? It's like there is no. You don't have that money. I mean, apart from the initial money you put down, the money, because it gets so much worse once he's already won, right?
Yeah, and you're like, walk away. Just walk
Exactly.
away.
Walk away and take that money with you.
Then it is
but
yours.
It's so bullshit as well because that money's not his. Like, it's
Yes,
all just
it is. He's
I
won it.
I know, but it's all just a promise. Like, if you
yeah.
walked away with, like, if you put down some money and like you walked away with the same amount you had, but you won a lot, like during the game,
in
and
between,
then you lost
yeah.
it doesn't mean anything.
Spoken like someone that isn't addicted to gambling.
Yes, yeah.
Well, yeah, and I don't know, but that's all money is, right? It's just a promise, and it's just like
Yeah, forget about money.
I mean,
But-
all money is just
but it's just
Promise of a
note.
better
but
life.
it just becomes so much worse when he does win that money, and it's just like, oh, for that brief second, that was yours.
And
You
the
get-
thing is, as well, is that everyone is around him is freaking the fuck out, and he is stoic, and he's so sure, and you're like, just fucking stop.
Yeah.
Show a bit of like hesitancy.
he's
just
having a
oh.
sardine.
And even afterwards, he's so happy.
It's kind of nice.
He's like, oh, I had a great time. I don't mind.
It's a nice twist that makes it a lot more bearable. 'Cause
Yeah.
otherwise, if he had been like, that would have been way worse.
If he was
for
super
him.
sad.
Yeah, whereas like
He's just happy he
because
bought
he's
everyone
just-
a sardine.
Yeah, and he got a nice suit, which he then presumably went and fucking ruined by spraying ink all over it. That's not coming out.
And then it
Yeah.
gets covered in flour.
Oh yeah,
Also,
and
does
it
that mean
probably
that
stretched
Fry's-
a lot when he like had to eat
Does Fry's
300
tattoo come back?
pounds. It's
'Cause if
not
that-
gone.
No, but like he said that the ink, as soon as he has a bath, that stuff is going to go away.
Yeah, but the ink's in Fry's skin. It's
Yeah.
just invisible.
It's in his blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. The
No
tattoo,
wonder
it's still
so
there.
No wonder it's
just
so
invisible.
fucking
Oh, yeah, yes,
painful.
but I was just wondering of whether
Can it be washed off?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Probably not.
Yes, no. Coincidentally, Mike Tyson got his tattoo in 2003, which was the year that Futurama went off the air. So they waited until the second series to make a joke about it.
Nice. Did he get that in Las Vegas, or is it just emulating his face tattoo?
Let me find out.
That's a good photo.
He's just making his pouty face. Oh, I'm Mike Tyson.
I have to
I
read
bit
a full
guy's
interview.
ear
And
once, and no one's forgotten about it.
you know they did a commercial that included Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson, and it's them together. Oh my god!
Excuse me?
fuck is this?
I should have kept going the story. So it's an ad where Mike Tyson's a delivery person, and he comes up to the door, and Evander Holyfield opens the door, and Mike Tyson's smiling, gives him the package, or he may have just been as a friend, but he gives him the package. Evander's like, "Oh, thanks," and he opens it, and it's an ear,
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ.
and they both smile at each other, and it's like a nice, lovely thing.
Gave you back your ear. So wholesome. So, Sean, does anyone die in this episode?
Oh, that's a good question. Does anyone die? Death tally. Does anyone die?
I think so.
Do you?
Anyone who ate that shrimp, probs.
Yeah.
I don't think
severe
anyone
food
dies.
poisoning.
Anyone dies?
No.
It's been a while since we've had a death tally where
It's
no
a good,
one carks
wholesome
it.
heist.
Guns get pointed at people?
Yeah, there's a threat
The
of
mafia
death.
doesn't have a gun.
Yeah. There's a threat of death?
Yeah,
Several
there's
threats of
there's
death.
stakes.
No
death.
Bender doesn't have any functions, but I really like how he reacts to all the money. Like at one point, he does the eye zoomy thing, which he does a lot, but he gets so excited, his eyes and faceplate just fall
They
out of
just
his
come
head. They just clank onto the floor.
I found that really upsetting. I don't know. It's hard to
his face falls off.
Well, it's hard to see something. It's hard to see someone's face concave. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just a hole in his
It's
head.
really
yeah.
hard to look at.
Oh yeah, it is just like a void, isn't it? Ugh.
Yeah.
Whoops.
And even when Zoidberg is like winning all the money, his eyes just...
Yeah. Yeah, no, Bender's. I really like Rich Cowboy Bender.
Oh my god.
Yes,
He kind of
good.
has spaghetti
John-
legs as he just kind of
John
waddles in.
DiMaggio is having the most fun.
He has such a
not-
weird accent,
Not
doesn't he?
doing any accent. He's just like, all right.
I'm gonna lose millions. No, I've got my
Can I-
millions. And I'm
is
gonna lose billions.
Is this going to be safe in this here?
Yeah, am I losing's gonna be safe in this? Fuck.
Oh, God.
Did you get my spam email?
We love the gag of the seagulls.
Oh yeah, where'd they come
Yeah,
from?
so they just appear from nowhere when they
Release the gulls.
I love like a big part of their plan has to revolve around
The changing of the shrimp.
it has to revolve around hiding Zoidberg's stink. Otherwise,
Yeah.
the blind security
Joe.
guard, Blind Joe, will sniff him out.
How
Also
bad
Blind
does
Joe.
Zoidberg smell?
Well, he says he never showers.
Yeah,
Like, the
He's a
concept
it's a
lobster.
of-
running gag that he smells like off
Yeah.
seafood. Essentially,
It's so weird as well because he's alive. You know the thing, like live seafood.
smell.
Like that's that's true. When it's like live seafood, like the way you know it's fresh and good is that it doesn't really have a smell. It has a slight smell, but it should just smell kind of like the sea. Whereas
Yeah.
like once you get that whiff of like fishiness, you're like, oh,
I also
Zoidberg
hate
smells. It's
seafood.
canon.
I guess he is.
seafood
Speaking
so
of
much.
seafood,
yes,
Yeah.
seafood. I eat
hey,
it.
big lobster.
Burn.
The minute you Isn't it flopped?
You
Flopped in the joint.
I wish we had the lyrics there because they were very clever.
I'm on it. I'm on
You
it.
trying to find the lyrics?
Yeah. Meantime,
I love that number. I think it's great. Very creative. Very awesome.
all right. If you actually do want me to do it, what you're going to have to do is go to the back of the computer there, and my mouse is frozen. But if you pull out the USB cord and pull it back in, I'll do it in case you destroy the computer.
Okay.
The minute you walked in the joint,
Barnum.
I could smell you were a man
Where are
who
you
is
reading that?
stinking a real big lobster.
Where are you reading that?
What do you mean? At
Oh,
the
you
top.
just know it. What? Oh, there he is.
Fresh shellfish, give me a rash.
Ladies love a decapod with clothes made of cash. Let me get right to the point. I don't boil my pot for every crab I see. Hey, rich lobster!
Blow your wad of cash on me.
There you go.
There you go.
You're welcome.
Good song, isn't it?
It's fucking
a
great.
really
Hey
good
Big Spend is
rewrite.
such a good song.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck
Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Sweet
Yeah.
charity.
Like
also
from
just-
the moment of the like. Barnum.
Yeah. It's such a
Yeah.
great song of like when you sing it, when you listen to it, you just feel like I'm inhabiting this fucking
Yeah.
place. Everyone
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
look at me.
Shout out to Shirley Bassey.
Thank you. Thank you for the good
Hey,
music.
speaking of songs, Fashion Corner. Wink.
Binks.
Blink.
Binks.
Oh, Misa, sorry.
Oh, I am sorry. I'm very
Even
sorry.
like the other Bing looks at him and is like,
No, man.
We're not
no,
good at
man. What are you
this.
doing?
I don't really have fashion corner.
Oh,
I mean, we
cowboy
had
band.
costumes.
well, I've got two things to talk about already.
yeah.
One,
The Nigerian.
the purple suit.
Oh,
Right. Interesting. Yeah.
Double-breasted, which I think, he's an old-fashioned kind of guy.
He is, and he's also like is back to his kind of like roots. Like the kind of Yiddish, like
Yeah.
old
it's
school.
kind of a Harold Zim.
Yeah,
Zim?
Yeah.
Harold Zoid.
It's
Sorry,
like
Harold
the
Zoidy
old
suit.
school fashion, and I guess we're in a casino, so you're thinking more like 1920s, 90s, 30s,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
glamour.
Yeah.
The
You know,
color is
got a pop.
great. I love that color.
does look
Deep,
nice on him.
dark purple.
Yeah,
Mwah.
and then it ends up ruined.
Ruined. It's an albino lobster. The other one is his money suit.
His money suit. So he has a Zoidberg purple suit.
Oh, my God.
That's not right.
What the heck?
Yes, so he gets a suit made of money, entirely
He does,
of money,
yeah.
and he rips off a sleeve to use as
Just a tip.
which
There's his money suit,
there we
yeah.
go.
Oh, look at
Interesting.
that.
The tie
Aw.
is also made out of money,
And I think his
sandals.
They're
have-
coins.
yeah, they've coin buttons and
His-
coin sandals.
His sandals, are they coins? I thought they were diamond. No, they're coins.
They're
Yeah, they're
coins,
coins.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that
It's a
is, though.
very nice attention to detail. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, look, I'm going to say it. It's a bit tacky. But when you got that much cash, you can afford to be tacky. Well, it's true. It's like, do you...
There's no picture of his purple suit though.
No, I can't seem to find it. Just got him in his money suit.
Yeah,
a
or
lot of money suits.
Very real people dressed up as Zoidberg to
Like this horrifying thing.
Horrifying.
Yeah, it's really hard to dress as Zoidberg and it not be horrifying.
I mean, same as Leela.
Yeah.
You never know quite where to put the eye.
I don't know where to look.
Oh, God.
Which one are you looking at?
This one right here.
If you want to follow along, Google Zoidberg suit, and there's plenty
And
of
then
horrifying
images. Go to images and scroll
Yeah.
down a ways, and there are just so many Halloween costumes.
I love the creativity, though, of people like using like gloves, like filling up plastic
Yeah,
gloves
yeah.
to make its tentacles. Like there's a lot of creativity here. It's just it's really
It's just not
we
nice.
don't want to see a photorealistic Zoidberg. I'll say it. I don't want to see one.
Oh my god!
If I encountered one in the wild, I would.
Do you remember the
Probably
Futurama? Were you
react.
there for the Futurama fan film?
No, I was not, and I shan't.
No comment.
Is that all in Fashion Corner? The Nigerian prince
Nigerian
outfit
prince.
does look quite dashing.
I feel like he wears that outfit whenever
He
he needs to
does.
look a little bit African.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the cowboy outfit's quite flashy and pretty cool. 10-gallon hat and
Yeah.
the toggle,
He's
as you
got
say, big
spurs as
boots
well.
and stuff. And what do you think of the slack pants and hoodie?
I'm not a big fan of. activewear. I'll say it.
Oh.
I like
Going to the shops in my activewear.
Yeah.
I do like activewear. I've never been a big sweatpants person.
Yeah.
And I kind of hate that. I don't know. I hate that people are comfortable. No.
God damn it.
It's just more, I don't like the cut of sweatpants. I know that there's more stylish ones. There's the jogger style of pants that's now becoming quite popular, which I do quite like because it looks a bit more fitted.
I mean, Farnsworth's just wearing
He's wearing a
just
hoodie
some
and
pants.
I can't see the fine,
some track.
I
unfortunately.
can't talk about that.
but yeah, there's a big kind of influx of like when activewear became became normal fashion as opposed to something you either wear just
There's the
for
purple
working
suit.
out.
Yeah, nice green cravat. Not cravat, sorry.
Little-
I do
little
actually
pocket square.
on Zoidberg, double-breasted looks really nice. Like
He
it does
looks
make him look a
very
lot
classic.
trimmer as well. And that's a beautiful royal purple. Yeah, It's nice.
Everyone else goes to the casino wearing just their normal clothes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is such a shame because it would have been nice to. You would have thought that like Amy would have.
Well, the thing is, like, if
I
you
would
look
have
at the
thunk
Wongs, the
that
Wongs,
Amy would have
the
strolled
Wongs
up in some classy
the
outfits.
Wongs always
huh?
wear what they wear. Like they just wear like Mr. Wong has got his like I think his polo shirt.
He's with a polo shirt and a Tango
And a-
hat.
yeah.
Amy kind of
And
just
then-
adheres to that sort of just you're so
And-
rich you don't need to dress up.
And
Yeah.
Mrs. Wong wears her cowboy shirt with the tassels.
Tassels, yeah. Does she
I mean,
also wear a hat?
Yeah,
Cowboy
she wears a hat too.
Yeah, because they're ranchers, right?
And I guess that's the thing. Like I said earlier, like when you're that rich, you can look.
You just wear
Yeah, and I
whatever
think
you want.
that's what Amy's attitude is as
It's like
well.
It's like Bill Gates'
Yeah.
school.
I
It's
do
just
like, we didn't mention that joke. She's like, you can stay with me. And they're like, no, we can't. Who do you think pays your rent?
Oh yeah,
What's rent?
What's rent?
Oh my god,
Oh, the
Amy.
delivery of that line is amazing. I don't know how you would have been able to do it. Like that's props.
Can you
And if
imagine if there's someone out there that just has no concept
Oh,
of rent?
I'm sure there are plenty of
but
people
like
out there.
someone's paying it for them, but
Yeah.
they just never had that concept of
Yeah.
No, I am
It's
sure.
like these rich people who, like, they don't know how much groceries cost because they don't have to buy
It's
them.
a banana, Michael. How much could it cost? $9. God, that's great.
Yeah, it's exactly right. There's also this, like, while we're on Amy, I'm off fashion corner, I guess. There's the bit where she tells Zoidberg that he shouldn't come to Vegas. It's so heartbreaking, and she just delivers it so flat to him.
But she's right.
I mean, to a
She
degree,
proves-
he's got no sense at all in terms of money.
But also, I don't know. I guess that's privilege in action of
Yeah,
Amy saying, you're just not careful with with money. Of course he's not. He's never had money.
no.
but like, if he wants to go to Vegas with everybody, no one else is responsible.
And also,
No.
he doesn't...
Leela crashes the ship into the ceiling.
But also, like, how
She
completely
looks
callous she is with her response, where he's like, a lonely weekend in my dumpster with a jar of pennies, and her response is, sounds good, bye,
Bye. Yeah,
Bye.
I think it's really horrible.
It
actually,
is kind of nice, though, like, to have kind of Amy and Zoidberg meet in the... It is a nice flip of Amy coming from this really brutal place of privilege where she doesn't understand anything about,
yeah.
not
Where the world works.
Yeah, not being rich. And so to have her kind of like, eat some humble pie and then team up with Zoidberg is really nice. And I like a capable Amy episode. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like,
And
it's
then
nice.
show her moral compass at the end and be
Yeah.
like, well, this land actually, by the original agreement, belongs to the natives.
And that was kind of
Absolutely.
her plan all along. It's
Yes.
like, I was always going to do this.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
it's
it's
great.
really nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And she gives Zoidberg a big suite in the she lets him use the spa
The
bath in
Yeah.
one of the
In
big
their other
suites.
casino.
In their other casino.
Yeah.
It's also the other thing of like you can be nice when you're rich too. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's way easy to be nice. yeah.
I kind of wish
I
I
wouldn't
was.
be.
But apparently, people like this. This is badly cited, but
Go on.
I remember reading about something where the psychology experiment was like, we're going to take you into this room to do the psychology experiment. There's a bowl of sweets. If you get hungry, feel free to have one. But they're for everybody, or they're for another experiment as well. So don't take
have
too
all of
many.
them. Yeah.
And like basically, people in higher income bands are more callous about taking sweets.
Yeah.
they just don't give a shit.
The rules don't apply to them.
Yeah. Whereas people with nothing are like, oh, maybe I'll take one.
Yeah.
Or maybe
They're
I
more-
won't take any
they're more
because they said it's for
cautious.
someone else. I won't take one.
It's a deeper appreciation of,
of what it
what
means. to
less
have,
means
yeah.
as well. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
gotta,
Yeah.
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 So never get rich, folks. Turn you into an
Oh,
asshole.
don't worry, I won't.
I'm considering it.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Not that
about
it would ever fucking happen, but I'm
Yeah.
considering it.
We're in the right line of business.
Hey,
Podcasting.
Yeah.
hey guys.
Yeah.
I think we're at the point where we'll head on to a vote. And any thoughts you have still lingering, you can put up into your Voticus. So we have, wait for it, Free Will Hunting up against Viva Mars Vegas. We could do it up against the Elvis Presley film.
I've not seen it.
I have a procedural point. So
Mm-hmm.
what we did to draw back the curtain was I watched Free
Will Hunting just after.
just after we watched this.
Correct, sir.
Viva Mars Vegas. Because I hadn't seen it and I needed to see which was best. Now, in the future, might it be a good idea
To do that?
to do that and to watch the previous winner? We might end up watching the same episode a lot, but it might give us a clearer perspective on how the two episodes stack side by side.
Possibly.
Yes. Let's do it.
It's
And if
20 extra minutes, but
Yeah.
But,
It's not a bad idea.
20 extra minutes where we get to spend time with each other.
yeah.
And,
Just relax and watch Futurama. So, what thoughts? Free Will
You got
Hunting.
him, you want him.
Cool title because he's hunting for free will. It's clever. I like it.
Are we rating on titles as well?
with
That got me. It was great. I was like, he's hunting for free will.
with that walloping of opening, I think I know where you're voting. You had a good title.
I like Bender episodes. They often explore some interesting moral quandaries because of Bender being such an extreme case of moral wantonness. And in this one, the concept of free will and are we responsible for our actions? Very nice, deep question. I love it when Futurama tackles those sorts of questions. Really cool. It has some good gags in it, good mafia stuff in it. And goes all sorts of places. The episode is really crazy. Like what I noticed at the end was like he does the rap about being in a gang, and I was like, "Holy shit, that was in this episode!"
Yeah, he was
where
in
he
a
joined
gang.
a gang and Fabrizio dies. What the hell? Like it's so full on. So much happens.
A lot.
Like he goes to college, he joins a gang. He gets convicted.
Becomes a
Joins a
monk.
society.
Joins a society. He lives in a society. Becomes a monk. Like so much happens. It's really packed in. That's what I really like about it. This episode, a little more of an ensemble piece. More of the cast are involved with a kind of focus on Zoidberg, but not especially. Amy's in there. Fry and Leela sort of plan the heist a little bit. Yeah, it's got a sort of
They pull some
everybody's
charts.
Yeah.
everybody's sort of involved, and I really like ensemble episodes as well. So in conclusion, I don't know. Someone else talk.
Fuck.
Okay. Wait, have you not decided
I
yet?
haven't decided. No.
Oh,
All right.
great.
Do you have you decided yet?
No, you do it. I know.
All right.
Yeah.
Um,
Show you're working.
It is good actually that we did watch both of them because
Yes.
at this point it has been a while since we watched.
It's been like 5 episodes.
Yeah,
Free Will Hunting's been going for a
Free Will
while.
Hunting. And I this is really hard in case,
Yeah,
Phil's
no, this is a hard
indecision
one for me
didn't-
as well.
Didn't tip anyone off, but both of these are really fucking funny. I laughed a whole bunch out loud at both of them, and I didn't really I kind of noticed that both of them were equally packed with good jokes, and not a lot of missed opportunities as well. Like nice jokes that didn't really feel forced. They came from the kind of the setting and the way that the characters were interacting with them. They both felt like really kind of not easy episodes, but just like the comedy is free flowing because they've got a really good setting for both of them. I guess it's the kind of toss up of I get a bit more Amy in Viva Mars Vegas, which I quite like. I like Amy episodes and I like Zoidberg episodes, whereas I don't usually like Bender episodes. But then again, Free Will Hunting is done so well and his character just makes complete sense with the kind of moral quandary that they're setting up, where it's like Bender is frustratingly dedicated to things, where it's like
He's obsessive.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He finds out he doesn't have free will and he fucking wants to do it, even though it means that he'll get a guilty conviction.
Especially.
Yeah, fantastic. those are my thoughts. Fashion is not really too dealt with in either, so I guess
I mean,
that's
there's some
a
cool
downside.
gang outfits. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
No, there are some cool outfits in either, but like, and both of them do cool things with the settings. I favor more free will hunting in terms of.
So I was going to say, wait, don't. That's why I said don't say your answer.
No, it's not
Oh,
my
yeah.
answer.
Oh,
But
right,
I was
right.
just saying, like, I was going to say that free will hunting has some more cool things in terms of 3D animation. You've got the Escher kind of gears. You've got the everything moving in clockwork. But then also, Viva Mars Vegas has that wonderful kind of stop motion animated
Yeah.
opening.
So besides what
Those are my
everyone
thoughts.
else, besides what everyone else has talked about so far, is the big point of contention for me is why it's such a hard one for me, more than I really thought it was going to be, because I really fucking love free will hunting. Is that if you look at the four foundational points that make up a Futurama episode for Sean,
I thought it was 3. When did we
I
add
added.
four?
We added-
You've been away for a while,
Oh
Mr.
my
Phil.
God.
The visuals.
The W
visuals.
is for Wumbo.
Yeah.
This episode, so Viva Mars Vegas, really is propped up by its comedy. Like, I think it's a fucking hilarious episode. We were roarous and laughing nonstop from start to finish. Whereas I think that the sci-fi premise for free will hunting and how it tackles a very tried and true kind of theme in, you know, how much can a robot truly think and what makes a robot and can it be more human than human? All that good stuff. Like, it really tackles it well. Both actually, for me, save earlier episodes that were horrible, as I mentioned. So Fear of a Bot Planet for one, and what's the other episode that I pointed out?
Where the Bugler.
Where the Bugalo roam for the other. Both are focusing on characters that don't always get really great episodes focused on them. In one case, it's Zoidberg and also Amy in one episode. The other is Bender. And you're right that there's one's an ensemble and one's not. I just had amazing fun with both.
I think they're very close in terms
And you
of
guys
quality.
have also kind of talked
They're
about...
very close in terms of
Yeah.
quality. Yeah.
So what I thought we'd do is we're going to do the idea that Ellen and I do together. And all three of us are going to say our one at the same time. So take a moment and think about where you land.
Need some tense music.
Yeah, Chris, if you have some super tense music, this is where you should put it in. All right, I've locked in my vote. Locked in.
All right, I'm probably going to regret it either way.
All right.
But
So
I picked one.
I'll count down from 3, and when I would say 0 is where you say your reply. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1.
Free will hunting.
Wow.
Cool. Unanimous.
All right.
Anytime that we make a decision that way,
That's
it's usually
fine.
unanimous.
It's unanimous. Wow.
Yeah. I think what for me tipped it over was the point that you made, Sean, which was about its sci-fi premise and the thing about free will. I think that makes it slightly more of a classic Futurama
it has more
episode.
to say.
Yeah.
Like, not there's anything wrong with like a really fun heist episode.
Heist
It's
episode,
fucking
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, really wicked.
But
Yeah.
it does have more to say. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, and also, like you said, Phil,
And also,
this goes-
Fry gets laid with Leela, which is
That's
nice.
nice.
That's
Yeah.
nice, yeah.
And also, they say Fry
Oh,
says
Lord.
Leela's catchphrase.
Oh,
Oh,
Lord.
Lord.
Oh Lord.
So
Oh, and
cute.
Leela gets fucking slammed.
Yeah, in both ways. Oh.
Hey.
Sorry,
but-
what did I
sorry.
say? Did
Yeah,
I say
like-
something good?
Yeah, you did.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Yay! In the podcast. No, you said that free will hunting goes fucking all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, I forgot how many jumps as like
How many scenes there are?
like
Set
yeah,
pieces.
from deciding on what to wear, to going to college, to dropping out of college and joining a gang, to getting in with the mafia and getting drug addicted, to then then getting sentenced, to then going to the bot planet, to then joining a monastery, to then what else?
And he also meets the elders of the robot planet
That's
again.
right.
Then going to
then going to mum to
break into mums.
And then went back to Farnsworth, shoots Farnsworth, and then
ends
gets
up in
sentenced.
jail.
Yeah. It's,
Like,
guys,
that's
it's madcap.
so
And that's
much.
in 22 minutes.
Yeah,
But it
it's really energetic.
does not feel forced at all.
No.
It just
Each
jumps
thing flows into the next thing.
and
Yeah.
everything makes sense and
Yeah.
everything everyone's reacting really normally.
It's a great episode.
I
Yeah.
say normally, you know what I mean. Everyone reacts in character to a lot of these things, and we get a nice kind of like hello to Fry and Leela as a couple, kind of tagging along.
Hello to Fry, hello to Leela.
So Free Will Hunting has now toppled the Near Death Star 30th. No, it's toppled Fun on a Bun, the Near Death Wish, 20th Century Fox, and now Viva Mars Vegas.
It's going strong.
It's going great.
Next week it's going to be heading up, or well, maybe next week. We'll see. I can't divulge anything at the moment.
Are we into the back end of
Almost.
the final
Next,
season?
Naturama, which is up next, will be exactly halfway through
the
season 7.
Final
Wow.
season.
Yeah, and
Holy
then we're up
crap.
to the gauntlet. By the way, you know what? Because we are halfway towards the end, I am going to drop something that I haven't even told you guys yet.
Oh, I love that.
I mentioned
Clang.
so the gauntlet. There needs to be an even number of teams, and so we got season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4, the movies, season 6, and season 7.
Yeah.
That's only 7. We need an 8th. So it's going to be a wild card gauntlet, a little mini gauntlet where the 4 of us get to pick
Honorable
episode.
mention.
Oh,
that we want to put forth, and then we quickly gauntlet those 4, and then the winner of that becomes the 8th pick.
So I think I already know what mine's going to be. The one that I was upset all season about getting knocked off, which was I think it's the late Philip J. Fry.
Ah.
Love that episode, and I was so upset that it got knocked out. And I was like, no, it's still better than all of these episodes that's
Yeah.
winning.
I'm very tempted to pick Law and Oracle
Yeah.
from last season.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Just to get another.
But I will have to. It's not my
Yeah,
final
I have to-
decision.
I have
It's not
to
my
think
final
too.
decision.
This is why I'm putting it out now.
Because I
You've
don't want
got-
to say like
It's good for a redemption arc for an
Yeah.
episode to come back, right?
and then
Yeah.
win.
because
Yeah, maybe
everyone's
win.
gonna like say, "Oh, Ellen's gonna pick Jurassic Park,"
Oh, you
and
might.
I might,
You might.
I might.
I might not.
And it might not.
What are you going to say
You
about
don't know
it?
me.
What are you going to do about it?
Even if I did.
So, Sexy Chris, there you go. You got to think. I think I know what Sexy Chris will choose. Oh no, that one did win.
Place your bets, everyone. Do you?
Yeah, where do you think we'll go?
Yeah, or do you
Or
have?
make a suggestion if you
do you
think
want to
there's something-
remind
yeah.
us of an episode that we
got
actually
short shrift?
really liked, or maybe we didn't? Make our decision easier, please.
Yeah.
That's all I ask.
Also, I don't know if you've if you're aware, but we don't have to spruik ourselves anymore because that's in the end tagline that goes over the end of a show.
Oh, is it?
yeah, makes
Oh,
that job so much easier.
That's great. I mean, I did that for Cyberpunk, and it's great.
That's where I got
Yeah.
it from.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
I actually redid it for our very special 13th episode.
I did notice
to make
that.
it a little bit more somber.
Yeah.
Without giving things away.
Yeah.
It's a happy episode.
I did. I
You
redid
wanna-
it.
You don't want to end with the ending. theme
Cyberpunk
song.
2020. It's a baby bit.
Hey,
I'm trying to think if Scrubs ever did that or something. I'm trying to think of like a really.
I was doing a kind of like,
Superman.
when they end an episode with a different theme than they normally do.
Yes.
That's kind of what I was going for, yeah.
When
Special
when
episode.
Homer says goodbye to his mum in the early
Yeah.
Simpsons episode, he's sitting on the car and there's the lovely music. And that's all at the end to say. I've been Sean.
I've been Ellen.
I have been Phil.
Free Phil Hunting.
Oh,
Hey,
Hey.
how we end it
free
here.
Phil.
Free Philly.
Trap.
Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to contact us, you can do so by emailing us at babybeardmedia@gmail.com. Our socials are Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram @babybeardmedia. And if you're looking for a way to support us, the best way you can do it is by jumping onto iTunes or the podcast app and giving us a 5-star rating and a nice review. Goes a long way to helping us. Otherwise, if you'd like to join us next week,
Big Philly style.
Oh, yeah, I'll go for it.
Ha
Ha ha! Whoa, whoa, one time, two time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah.
Wild
Baby
Wild
Beard.
West.
Oh, he's got to bring one back for Bad Boys for life.
I
He has
don't
to.
know how I feel about anything anymore. I just
I-
want
I
They're
some
doing
I
it
might be able to help
one
you.
last
I
time.
might be able to help you. So generally, how I express it is, oh,
And if you are feeling that stress, you know what you can do? Put on a bit of
cocaine.
music
Oh.
and make that O face.
It's so lucky in Hogwarts that they start like learning how to ride brooms like quite young. Because if not, a whole class of students yelling "come." Like really. Do you know what I mean?
It's a dark arts class.
Just when you say it in that
'Cause
way,
it'd be like-
Masturbation is wrong.
I might be just a bit of a wholesome person, but I just think of Patrick Stewart.
Come.
Come.
Do you reckon there's a subset of people that get off to Patrick Stewart just saying,
What
"Gum,
do you mean subset?
gum,
It's all of us. It's all of us.
gum, number one,
We are
number
all
one, number one."
I was like, I really don't put on a show and dance. Like it's.
Well, not for yourself.
No.
If you knew someone was watching you, you might
Yeah, but I
perform
don't
a bit
want
more.
them.
You might
to.
enjoy masturbation
Well,
more if you
not very
made,
erotic
a
for
song
you.
and dance about it. You'd enjoy it more.
Like the sexiest
I'm going
thing.
to touch my fanny. I'm going to rub my
Haven't you ever heard me
clitoris.
from next door? Penis, penis, penis.
I just assumed that was part of your morning ritual.
Come out to
Well, my-
play.